So we found the boxes using 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This row equals 24, 24, 24, then 24. If you add them, they equal 24 going down. Number 2 is finding the quotient. Finding the quotient means when you divide, so you need to set it up. 3,445 divided by 13. 13 doesn't go into 3, so I put a little X, and then I put a smiley saying it's going to go into 13. How many times can it go, or it's going to, not 13, it's going to go into 34. How many times can 13 go into 34?
Twice.
Twice. Because 2 times 13 is?
26.
26, and then I'm going to subtract. When you're subtracting, make sure you're showing all your work. 14 minus 6 is? 8. Show me that you're bringing down the 4. I really didn't know how many times 13 can go into 84. So I'm using a little bit of judgment because that's when it gets a little bit harder. I think, okay, if 2 is only 26, I take that times 2. Now I'm only at 50 something. So that would have been 4 times. So 5 would end in a 5. So I'll just try 6. 13 times 6, that's 1878. So that's going to work. So I make sure I put my 6 above my 4. And I subtract 78. Show me that you're borrowing. Then 14 minus 8 is 6. Show me that you're bringing down the 5. So 13 goes into 65. I don't know, but it's got to be at least less than 6 times because 6 is. So I'm going to do 13 times 5 is exactly 65. Finish showing your work that it's down to a 0. Number 2,
Give me third.
or 3, second one on the page, I guess. 2 and 3/8 plus 3 and 3/7. If you had me a couple years ago, you'll know whenever we add or subtract fractions or mixed numbers, I need you to write them up and down. So I want you to rewrite it. 2 and 3/8 plus 3 and 3/7. The reason why I have you do it that way is because it's easier to show that you have to have a common denominator. So my common denominator is going to be what? 56. So 8 times what gives me 56?
7.
So if I do it to the bottom, I have to do it to the top. 3 times 7 is?
20.
What? 21.
21.
There we go. And then 7 times what equals 56? 8. So then 3 times 8 is?
24.
24. When you're adding fractions, the denominator stays the same. And then I add the numerators. 21 plus 24 is?
45.
45. Then I add my whole numbers. 2 plus 3 is? So my final answer is 5 and 45, 56. Because I cannot reduce the fraction. Yes, Carter?
So, I did this a harder way.
Okay?
I turned them both into an improper fraction, basically did the same thing.
Yes, you can do that, but that does make it more difficult. And then you're dealing with bigger numbers.
Yes.
And then when you have to reduce it, yeah, that's fine, you can do that. But you're just putting more work on yourself. Did you end up coming out with the same outcome?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Go Carter.
Number 4. In 1999, bus fare in Atlanta was $4.70. In 1979, the fare was 2/5 that fare. And so what was the fare in 1979? So I need 2/5 of the $4.70. So you write 2/5 of $4.70. You need to know that in math, when I see the word of, I make it multiplication. Excellent. So now I have a fraction and a decimal. I should probably change my fraction to a decimal. This is one of the this is one of the fractions you probably need to have memorized. Well, not probably, you do. 1/5 is written as 0.2. as a decimal. 2/5 would be written as 0.4. 3/5 would be written as 0.6. 4/5 would be written as 0.8. And 5/5 is 1 whole. That is one that you need to have memorized. So I have 2/5, which is 4/10 times $4.70. When you're multiplying with decimals, I take the one with the most digits, put it on top. So I have $4.70 times 0.4. Am I lining up the decimals?
No.
Nope. When you multiply, you worry about them last. So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 7 is 28. 4 times 4 is 16 plus 2 makes 18. Then I count my decimal places. 1, 2, 3. Start at the right. 1, 2, 3. I rewrite it. $1.88 was a fare back in 1979. Number 5, if you had 28/10 dollars, how much money would that be in dollars and cents? Rounded to the nearest penny. So if I have 28/10, how do I find it as a decimal? What do I do?
You divide the top by the bottom.
You have to divide the top by the bottom because it's not just tenths. If I had 1/10, I could say that. It would be 0.1. If it's double digits, I know I need to end in the tenths place, so what digit would end in the tenths place? The 8. So where would the 2 go? Before it, so it would be in the ones place. Now I need to have a 0. Okay, but it's not always going to work like that, so we're going to take 28 divided by 10. 10 goes into 28 twice. 8 left, add a decimal, bring it up. Add the 0, bring it down. 10 goes into 80, 8 times exactly. But we need to go to the penny. So I need to add a 0. So my final answer is $2.80.
I said, why wouldn't you add 1 because a penny is 1 cent?
You're rounding to the 0, because 10 doesn't go into 0 one time. Number 6. An office has an area, notice I'm underlining and clue words here. So even if you're working on your own, hopefully you're underlining clue words, of 120 meters squared, and it is 12 meters wide. Write an equation to represent the area. Okay, what's the equation to finding area? Guys, what is it? Area equals what? There we go, length times width. Then I just go back into my story problem. I know the area, they said was what in that story problem?
120 squared.
What, guys, go look back, what does it say area?
120 squared.
So I'm gonna put 120 meters squared equals, does it tell me my length?
No.
Nope, so I just make that a no. Times, does it tell me my width?
Yeah.
Which is, what does it tell me?
12.
12. 12 meters. Did it say I had to solve?
Nope.
I'm done. That's all I gotta do. So sometimes all it's doing is rereading the problem and going back and putting in your information. 7 is 2/3 times the quantity 12x minus 9. It says to expand. What does that mean to expand it?
Make it, put more upon it.
You're gonna finish doing the work, right? What is it? So I'm gonna take 2/3 times the 12x, and then 2/3 times the 9. What is that called? Anybody? Excellent. Everybody needs to write it down. Distributive property. I'm just gonna write distributive. we know that the next word would be property. So then I'm going to show, I'm gonna write a little bit bigger. 2/3 times 12x. What do I put the whole number over? 1. I can reduce by an angle here by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then I just multiply. 2 times 4 is 8. Keep the x there with it. 1 times 1 is 1, so I don't even need to do that. Then I do 2/3 again times 9/1. I'm going to reduce by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. What do we have to put between those two?
A subtraction.
Subtraction, so it's 8x minus 6. And you're not solving anything, you're just using the distributive property and expanding it. Number 8, find the greatest common factor of 20xy and 24xyz. We're going to start with 20xy. You have to first do it by finding the prime factorization. So it's 2 times 10. 10 is not prime, so 2 times 5. So the factorization of 20xy would be 2 times 2 times 5 times x times y. Then we're going to do it for 24 xyz. The prime factorization of 24. She's going to start with 2 and 12 because it's even. Then 12 would be 2 and 6. 6 would be 2 and 3. So the prime factorization of 24xyz would be 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times x times y times z. Now what do I have to do?
Circle your pairs.
Circle your pairs of what they have in common. So these have 2 2's are in common. X and a y are in common. Now my 2 times 2. So it's really 2 times 2 times x times y. What is 2 times 2?
4.
So it's really 4x y.
Oh.
That's your final answer. That is your greatest common factor. Tanner, go ahead and make sure you get